Lonzo, I think he's a great PG. Very old school, and I respect that about him.
I really like the pairing of Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson in the open floor.
The NBA draft is over, and Zion Williamson is officially a Pelican. We look at the roster after the Anthony Davis trade, and there is Lonzo Ball. But how is that gonna work? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Yeah, Zion is now a Pelican. What a surprise. Lavar Ball had a field day with Lonzo Ball being traded. He said it was the worst move the Lakers ever did. Wow. But now we have a pairing of some of the most hyped up prospects ever in Zion Williamson and Lonzo Ball. The Pelicans are no doubt focusing their entire rebuilding effort around Zion Williamson, and with Lonzo you get a lot of good and bad. Zion's first year is going to be really important because there's a lot of pressure put on his shoulders. His massive, huge, gigantic. He's a monster! So I thought it would be interesting to see how Lonzo Ball can help Zion thrive, because he actually can. I'll be streaming on Twitch later tonight after this video goes up. I'm gonna try to pull that Lonzo Ball in 2K. And to the 85% that watch my videos that still ain't subscribed, can we at least try to get that number to how high Zion Williamson jumps, like 45? So please subscribe! A rookie year is not everything in an NBA career, but with the hype of Zion Williamson, it's important for his image that he doesn't have a bad rookie year. Just so you know, Zion is 6'7", 280. I want to get the obvious thing out of the way first, because Duke was criticized for not having enough shooting around Zion, and I know Lonzo is not a good shooter. But that doesn't mean he'll hurt spacing. Lonzo doesn't just stand in the post, and defenders don't drop down to the free throw line when he has the ball. He doesn't command respect from 3, but you also just can't leave him alone either. As you can see, defenses oftentimes do a little quick help on the drive and then return back onto Lonzo without completely helping. That's better than the defense on Ben Simmons or Draymond Green or Sean Livingston, cause that's just disrespectful. When Lonzo plays 30 to 39 minutes, which is over 20 games last season, he shoots 46% from the field and 42.9% from 3 with a net rating of 5.9. Yeah, he's actually a solid 3-point shooter when he gets enough minutes. 26% from the free throw line though. Zion did have the highest player efficiency rating in college in the last decade at over 40, even though he might have had the single best college season in the past decade as having the largest plus-minus differential, highest finishing percentage in the paint, highest win shares per 40, all again the highest since college basketball even started tracking these stats. All that doesn't mean that he doesn't need help. To understand how Lonzo can actually help Zion, we need to look at what Zion likes to do and then see how Lonzo can facilitate that, and at the same time what weaknesses Zion has and how Lonzo can either minimize those or compensate for those. Zion Williamson likes the ball in similar spots that Julius Randle did when he came into the league. I am not saying that Zion is Julius Randle, please don't take that away from this, because Zion is bigger, faster, more vertical, better finishing, higher IQ, so just stop it. Someone is definitely going to say that Zion is Julius Randle in the comments. But they like to attack from similar spots, probably because both are lefties without a consistent mid-range or 3-ball. Zion likes the ball in the low post, as a cutter from the wing, and from the top of the 3-point line. He likes to have space to accelerate to take advantage of the explosive speed at that size. He also likes to do a large hop step into the paint, similar to how Derrick Rose in his prime used to hop step into the paint at very different angles and then uses insane vertical leap to finish over through the contact, except Zion just does that mainly with his left. Of course, Zion's vertical leap ability is crazy. 45 inches? I didn't know Bulldogs could fly, but Zion has more scoring positions than just that. He is both a great roller and a great ball handler for the pick and roll, and that sets him apart from most small forwards / power forwards. He led all of college basketball in points per possession as the ball handler in a pick and roll at 1.5 points per possession. Let me say that again. He led all of college basketball, which includes all the point guards and shooting guards, in points per possession as the ball handler in the pick and roll. Zion also really likes fast breaks. Like, a lot. He grabs the rebound and he's out, or he's running as soon as his teammate gets the ball. That being said, he isn't some amazing ball handler with moves. He's just really good for his size. He hasn't developed the Giannis or LeBron sense of running a team, and because of his lack of a jump shot, he is completely relying on the fact that he's bigger, stronger, faster, and a higher jumper than everyone else. Zion can drive, but he hasn't shown a consistent shot creating ability. He's like a power forward. Yes, he can develop those abilities of a point forward more over his career, but it's not like it's going to be there right out the gate. Also, keep in mind that Trey Jones, the point guard for Duke, was not a scorer, but a good floor general that worked well with Zion. Zion defensively is not the best on-ball defender, but he's an amazing off-ball defender. Like I said, the IQ that Zion has is great, and because he has quick acceleration and leaping ability for blocking and steals, like, look at that block. What the? He just covers a lot of ground really quickly and therefore makes him a really good off-ball defender. His on-ball defensive techniques don't seem the best, but it can improve. Now, Lonzo Ball is finally away from the chaos of the Lakers. He had the world put on his shoulders, his tinier shoulders. And now he's also away from Luke Walton, who played him sporadically and seemed like he didn't show enough faith in Lonzo. It should be a good reset for him. I mean, all young Lakers that leave end up doing better, like D'Lo and Randall. As a Lakers fan, I'm not crying. It hurts! But even if we don't account for that, Lonzo already does really well in areas that would complement Zion. For one, the transition offense with Zion and Lonzo would be scary. Like I said in my video on why the Lakers were losing without Lonzo Ball, the Lakers went from first in the league in fast break frequency with Lonzo Ball healthy to 27th in the league without Lonzo. They also dropped from 12th in steals to 30th. If you want to understand more of Lonzo Ball's insane impact on the team, check that video out. Lonzo is really good at rebounding for a guard. He's 6'6" and just gets a lot of boards in the time he plays. His stats last season were in flux because of the inconsistent minutes he got. Even then, his 5 rebounds in 30 minutes for a point guard are great. In fact, the Lakers dropped from 13th in the league at rebounding percentage with Lonzo to 27th in the league without Lonzo. Essentially what I'm saying is that Lonzo initiates the fast break and is great at finding open options off of it. If Zion gets the ball and initiates the fast break himself, Lonzo is always running and can support Zion in the break. We all know Lonzo's passing in the fast break and definitely Zion's finishing, so that could be special. Lonzo is also a guy who is good with setting screens. It might seem like a small skill, but it's really important. Like I mentioned before, Zion is an adept pick and roll ball handler. We could see some reverse power forward point guard pick and rolls that could come up with open shots for Lonzo, or shift the defense so that when Zion kicks it back to Lonzo, then Lonzo can find Zion again. Especially with Zion spending a good amount of time as the power forward, he would need a guy to be his screener that's not a weaker Brandon Ingram or the smaller Jrue Holiday, and that can be Lonzo Ball, who has shown that he can do that for LeBron. If the defense decides to switch on the pick, they would be putting a smaller, much lighter player on Zion that would be an easy mismatch. If they decide to blitz Zion, he has an easy dump off to Lonzo, who can make a quick decision from there. Having Zion as the pick setter would also just be great for Zion to dive to the hoop and get the ball from Lonzo in the right spot. Which brings me to Lonzo's passing. Lonzo is great at feeding guys in the position they want to be in, especially in the low post and off cutters. He's great at identifying when his teammate is about to cut and also where they need the ball that puts it away from the defender. Keep in mind that he did play a decent part of the season with LeBron James, who, when he didn't have the ball, was either taking the possession off or going into the post and cutting. Julius Randle also liked to dive into the paint from the strong side, and Lonzo likes to give the ball a little earlier when the person is cutting so that they get their stride. The main thing about Lonzo's passing is that it's rhythm based. fast-paced. He wants to give the ball right as they're going into their move, in which Zion's case would be a hop step, and that would help a lot. It's something that he has done multiple times with other teammates, and this is no different. Defensively, Lonzo Ball was the best perimeter defender in the NBA according to Player Index. That's no joke, and what that means is that Lonzo and Zion can easily switch on defensive assignments, making it an easier defensive transition to the NBA for Zion if he actually has difficulty guarding on ball. Jrue Holiday will also help with this, but Lonzo being 1 inch shorter and able to bother players in the post and lock down perimeter players, he's more part of the positionless basketball that is becoming the way to win in today's NBA. So yeah, Lonzo, he can definitely help Zion, and it's gonna be really fun, fast-paced offense. Especially for Zion, he doesn't have to be the do-it-all player. He can focus on getting adjusted to the NBA and taking it one step at a time, and because Lonzo is specialized in certain aspects of the game, it just accentuates and adds to Zion. I'm really excited to see these two play, but what do you think? Will Zion Williamson win Rookie of the Year? Will Lonzo Ball really help Zion Williamson? Drop a like for Zion finally getting drafted, because we've been waiting for this for years. This is my 4th video in 7 days. You guys are really showing a lot of support. I saw the Shaq and McGee comments. You the real ones. And if you're still here, comment Zion Ball so I know. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Gideon Nelson, and the all-day notification shout goes to Christian Blake. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure the bell for all the notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
Okay, just stop in my spaceship now. Okay, just stop in my spaceship now.